Welcome to the Woke Socialist Podcast in Maryland 400. Please like and subscribe to this video, or don't. I really don't give a fuck either way, because you're going to listen to what you want to hear and not what I want to say. If you've ever entered a prison and known that culture, you have something called clicking up, which is when you go into a place, even outside of a prison, including the United States of America, you have to choose what side you're going to be on. You're going to be with the Latinos. You're going to be with the black people. You're going to be with the Koreans. You're going to be with all these other people. But right now, there are only two classes in America. There are the Woods. There are the Woods. And these Woods, in prison society, are white supremacists and those who support them. They might be many colors nowadays. I don't know. It's been a long time since I entered the prison system and I witnessed these gangs. And these are gangs and they are cults. And if you have never entered the prison system, Woods are white only one day. And these same Woods, just as the Trump cult has sucked in a lot of people that are now apologizing for their behavior, these Woods have sucked in high yellow and black Democrats to the point where it is more important to support Nancy Pelosi and the greatest fuck up in American history to keep us out of authoritarianism that has ever happened, than to just admit or join the hood. Now, in modern American society, we have the Woods versus the Hoods. And the Woods are everyone who is taking AIPAC money, anyone who will not speak out against authoritarianism. They are just as bad as the tattooed white supremacists in the prison systems all over the United States that white people are forced to join so that they can survive their sentence. Now, I don't know who told Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi, and others that serving in the United States Congress was a sentence. But they have absolutely taken on those tattoos. And they behave only under the direction of a prison system with no walls that does not allow them, just like Clarence Thomas and others, to speak on behalf of the atrocities and deaths that are taking place every day in America. Now let's talk about the Hoods. Let's talk about the Hoods. The problem that I have with what is going on now with the Hoods is that white people in America, especially people on YouTube, keep on saying every day, we're going to win by a landslide. Yes, in certain states, there are certain people who are Democrats taking seats formerly held by Republicans. But let me be clear. Those of us who live in blue states, who can pay our own way, who don't need to rely on the American government or your system of voting to finance ourselves, are not on board with this. Your vote blue no matter who shit only works in a state like Louisiana or Idaho or Alabama or South Carolina. It does not work with people, especially of color, who you depend on for your votes, who are financially secure to once again trust you with our lives. When we have been lied to time after time by Nancy Pelosi especially. Let's be clear. There is no guarantee for the 2026 election. Everybody can get on here and talk about we're gonna and James Carville. Shut the absolute fuck up. Because what is James Carville, like 70 years old? The majority of American people registering to vote, whether you want to believe it or not, are registering as independents. And others, especially in the black community, are no longer Democrats. They are changing over to independence because they do not want to be associated with your genocide. Did you hear me? Hakeem Jeffries. Did you hear me? Black members of Congress. Check the real polls. Stop relying on white people to tell you what is going on in black and brown and red America. Because people like James Carville, have no fucking clue how the black people are going to vote, and neither do you. Because here's where the hood is at. The hood including white Americans, are voting simply for racial equality right now, people not to be kidnapped, people not to be killed, and they are anti-war. Yes, it's that simple. Even though they know they might starve to death under the Trump administration. What you are doing, the Woods, the white only one day Nancy Pelosi's, and members of Congress that just can't get past that AIPAC money. What the Woods are doing is telling us to hurry up and wait. What we're telling you is not only are we not going to hurry up and wait, but we are going to rush your ouster out of our headspace, out of our lives, and out of our elections. Unless you understand the direct needs of the American people on a daily basis, up and to include the war that you funded against our neighbors, the inequities that we on a daily basis experience the lack of transportation, infrastructure, the bad air, the deregulation, the genocide in Gaza, and the killing of school children in Iran. No socialist and very few independents in blue states will allow you the landslide you think you deserve. We are completely on board with the national strike that is going to take place on Election Day. Yes. Already, because you funded ICE, allowed Doge to run amok, and allowed people of color to endure on American streets the same atrocities that Nancy Pelosi's ancestors did, Hakeem Jeffries' ancestors did, Chuck Schumer's ancestors did. You just funded this shit for another generation. But that's okay. That's okay. Because not only are we going to defund this government on Election Day, by not voting for any party, we are going to shut down this country by not leaving our houses in protest. Election Day 2026 will be the day when both parties of this country that no longer represent us will understand what democracy looks like. It doesn't look like keeping your job so that you can make money off of us. It looks like new people getting jobs, taking your jobs, for the unity, preservation, and liberty of the next 7 generations of this country, just like my ancestors intended. We are not your Negroes, your Latinos, or your red men. You want to win by a landslide? Earn our vote. Until that happens, Election Day will be the national strike. This is the Woke Socialist Podcast. Have the day that your decrepit soul deserves.